Welcome back, guys, and in today's video we will be assembling the battlefield accessories that come with the Conquest 23. Thought I'd do something different. Instead of painting the miniatures, I thought little accessories would be something different, and I just like the way these are designed. They're really cool. So let's get into it. So what we're doing is we're just separating the spews. So each component has a number and you find it on the back of the spews, and we're just putting the corresponding ones together. Then we're using plastic glue to glue the components, and just holding the glue down until the component is dry before we prime. Also filing down, using the craft knife to file down any spew lines we might have, just cleaning up the plastic in general overall. Alright, now that everything's assembled, we're just going to get the Vallejo black primer and use the airbrush to prime all the components. I usually give it about 1 or 2 thin coats, but just light coats going over it slowly. So once primed, we'll use a Mephiston red, and we'll start giving the first base coat to all the components, and just light colors, layers building up slowly. So for the barrels and the bottle, the petrol bottle, we're using a Mephiston red, just slightly going over it. Again, working through the same method, just giving thin layers of Death Guard green. So now that the base coats are all done, just carefully going over the bullets with Retributor Gold. I've just thinned it down with some water using my wet palette, and I'm just carefully going over and just blocking out the colors of the bullets and other components. There's some magazines in there as well. Moving on to lead belcher for the metal girders like things, just giving them thin coats as well. Just working on the handles using lead belcher and any other components like the magazines and the clips, and just carefully just going around the edges. The key here is just keep your paints thin, not too thick, because that can obscure the details in these bullets. Also carefully painting the rivets on the box with lead belcher, just to give it that extra touch. So once all the components are base coated, then we're going to get the non-oil and add that to all the components that are outside, the silver and gold that are outside. For the bullets, we're going to use Agraf Earth Shade, so it's a bit of a lighter tone, but it works well with the gold. So we'll just go through all the components and do that. This is where you really see all the detail coming out, popping out, and it's very simple. So we'll just base coat it, give it a wash, and that's really it for this. And then you can see how effective it is. So it's a nice simple project, works really well, and it looks really good. Could be used for dioramas, scenic bases if you like as well. So you can come up with a lot of creative ideas for this, for these sceneries that we get with this Conquest. And then once that's dry, once the wash is all dry with the silver components, we'll go over them with lead belcher. We'll get a big dry brush and we'll just dry brush over them just to pick out all the rivets and the details and on the edges. And you can keep the brush pretty loaded, because you know you can go to town with the dry brushing on terrain. You don't have to be too subtle about it, and having kind of that randomness in it will give it a good realistic effect. So just have fun with it. Just paint over the highlights of the bottle with Mephiston red on the edges, just to bring it out a bit. Just water down the paint slightly and just go around the bottle, the canister. And there you have it, just simple painting with just block painting and washes, and it looks quite effective, and this will fit really nicely into any scenery or battlefield games you want to play. So nice little project, and very fun to do, and this was done within 3 hours. So here is the end result. So thank you guys for watching, and if you liked, please subscribe and like the video, and if you can share it if you think other people will find it useful. You can also download my free ebook on how to paint miniatures at a tabletop standard plus in quick time. So if you download that in the description box below and just type in your email, and then I'll be sending you emails out on videos that come out regularly, and also the equipment I use, I can send you links to that as well, which have helped me, and hopefully they will help you. So in the meantime, happy painting everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye.